I am Kim Howerton, health coach and keto expert, and currently surrounded by junk food. So let's discuss why that is. In this video, we're going to talk about junk food. A lot of people really like junk food, and it is totally understandable. There are teams of people dedicated to creating just the specific flavor profile and capture your attention and hold it for as long as possible, while simultaneously providing as little nutrition as possible and making you hungrier rather than full. Well, at least until you get nauseous. So the reality is, do I think junk food is a good idea? Maybe. Let me explain. So we all know we grew up, maybe you grew up eating things like barbecued potato chips. Now, some people are cheese, some people are barbecue. I'm definitely a barbecue girl. So the barbecue potato chip. And it is this wonderful balance of like crunchy, salty, sweet, savory, right? It's got all those features. I don't eat these things anymore because if you look at the nutrition label, it's sort of a nightmare and it's not good for you. Now, there are all sorts of companies that have come out with keto versions that are alternatives to the junky junk food. Now, I'm going to be really straight with you. I would call these things keto junk food as opposed to regular junk food. They're certainly better. Do I think that they should be a cornerstone of your diet? The answer to that would be it depends very much on the ingredients. We have on this table sort of a wide variety of keto snacks. And I'll go into detail about why one may be a better choice than the other, or why you might choose one over the other. So let's talk about this swap out. We're gonna swap the regular potato chips for a Quest protein chip. And you can see they're crunchy, they're crispy. They smell like barbecue seasoning. They have a lot to recommend them. Let's look at a serving. So a serving of these is 1 bag's worth, which is 32 grams. A serving of these is 28 grams, so very, very close. So about the same size serving. The calories, very close actually. The calories on this sucker, 150, 140 here. The fat grams on this one, 9. Fat grams on this one, 5. Total carbohydrates are 16 on this situation, and they're only 5 over here. And the other big difference is there are 19 grams of protein in this one and only 2 in the traditional. So you can see that the macronutrient profile is really different on these. Now, the ingredient list on this one is fairly long. You know, would I label this a clean food? Probably not, but we all draw our boundaries in different places. And at the end of the day, if you had a bag of these, I'm going to suspect you're going to feel a lot better than if you have a bag of these. Now, I would consider these products a little more of a transitional product or a special occasion product. You know, maybe you're going to a barbecue and there's going to be bags of all sorts of chips like this out, and you know there's plenty of meat, you can eat that and that'll be great, but you want to be doubly sure not to dip your hand in the bag of potato chips. Well, you can bring a bag with you and know you have sort of a little copycat option. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I'm not one of these people, but there are people that are serious cereal addicts, right? Cereal makes them so happy. And, you know, I have to admit that things like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's delicious. It smells good, you know, but it's not good for you. And so Magic Spoon made an alternative. Again, do I think it's like the healthiest health food ingredients that were ever created? No, but it is much, much better of an option to go here rather than here. You can see, it looks like cereal. It tastes like cereal. It is cereal. So when I'm looking at the nutritional breakdown, they actually have about the same amount of calories. In terms of the Magic Spoon peanut butter flavor, I'm partial to that flavor. Most of the calories are coming in the form of protein, whereas in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, most of them are coming in the form of carbs. So you've got just a difference in how those are broken down. And in terms of the grams of sugar, the total carbohydrates, as an example, 10 total carbs in the peanut butter, of which a good number of those are actually the sweetener, which is called allulose. We'll go into that in another video. But in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you got a solid 33 grams of carbohydrates. So different carb amounts. Now, this one is a little bit different. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about Cheez-Its. You probably remember Cheez-Its from your childhood. They're little teeny delicious cheese things, right? Well, I really have to thank the people that are at Fat Snacks Cookies. They came out with a line of crackers. They have original, they have cheese flavored, and there's everything, which are everything, right? And I will show you the cheese one. You can see they're a lot like a Cheez-It. And from an ingredient perspective, actually, I would have to say that the Fat Snacks brand has lists of ingredients that I find pretty well done. There's not a lot of unpronounceable, inedible kind of things in here. So I have to give them an A on how they made these crackers. And in terms of the nutritional information, we've got a similar amount of calories, 150 versus 130, for about the same amount of crackers. The main difference is that the Cheez-Its have 17 total carbs and these Fat Snacks only have 5, which is an amazing difference and makes it so that you can actually include some crackers. I have these at home. They're very helpful for if I'm having people over, I want to put crackers and dip and cheeses out. You can definitely use these kinds of things. And so I find those a big win for me. Now, there are also other types of easy keto snacks that aren't questionable at all. Like here's some biltong, which is sliced dried meat. And then a newer product actually are the carnivore crisps, which are delicious. They're just beef and salt. They have other meats as well, but carnivore crisps, a great option. So if you're needing a snacky snack, there are options that aren't really questionable at all. There are some that are a little more, well, that's a better choice, right? So depending on where you are in your journey, you may be looking for a better choice. So you're making bad choices, you're looking for a better choice. You're gonna have a hard time maybe with your son or daughter, teenager who like insists that they need cereal to start their day. Well, you have a better option than what maybe they're eating now. And then eventually they may transition to bacon and eggs, which is even better. So hopefully this kind of gave you an idea of where I stand on keto products and making sure that they work for you. I'll go into detail in another video about how do you determine the parameters around which you'll choose where you draw your boundaries in terms of ingredient use. But for now, I wanted you to know about some options there are. This is not a comprehensive list, by the way. There are a ton of keto products. So that other video where I go into how do you vet them? How do you decide? Like why did I say that this has pretty clean ingredients and I feel pretty comfortable eating those, whereas maybe a product like this or like this, I do it more occasionally. There are reasons that go into that and I'll help walk you through those. If you liked this video and you want more, make sure you're a subscriber. And if you want notifications about videos just like this, hit the bell.